Hi, my name is Emory M. Jr., and this is Exercise and Movement Techniques. And today we're here with Kristy Smith, Renshi Kristy Smith, excuse me. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, you've been doing martial arts obviously for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us, what is Renshi exactly? What does that mean?
Renshi is a teaching title.
Okay.
Basically, it's a senior level instructor.
I see.
I've been teaching since I was about 14 when I started assisting.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What system are you practicing?
Goju and Shorinji karate, which are Okinawan styles, are my primary styles.
And you studied them both?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my first question that comes to mind is that obviously you're a woman,
Mm-hmm.
and you've been doing martial arts for a very long time, and I happen to know that certain systems you think more, oh well, I could see how a lady might be doing these, or women, it's part of my ideas, but you see, like Wing Chun, for instance, was developed by a woman, and there's other styles that are a little bit more softer, but Goju and karate are some serious, hardcore, hard yang systems where, not only are they in the execution, but also in the governmental bodies and the amount of practitioners. You generally don't see a lot of women in those arts, or am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right. I started off when I was 9 years old in a Goju dojo, so that's all
Okay.
that I've known. And yeah, there weren't a lot of women there. There were a few, but it was primarily men.
And how did you, obviously at 9 years old, you didn't bring yourself. How did you get into the martial arts?
My father actually got
I see.
my sister and I into it and found a good dojo and brought us in for our first lesson.
Okay. So Pop wanted to make sure you both you could take care of yourselves.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
So from that, you must have liked it because you've been doing it ever since.
Yeah, no, I loved it. It just really spoke to me, especially the Goju karate, which I did practice, very strong and kind of, like you were saying, like a lot of yang energy for many, many, many years, because that's how I witnessed it.
Right.
It was coming from men, and so I would emulate their movements.
Right, and the spirit.
Right, and now, learning a little bit more about it and where Goju comes from,
Okay.
and that its roots coming from white crane, I'm starting to explore a little bit more of kind of the, softer aspects to
I
it
see.
as well. And Goju actually means hard and soft.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This I know. It means hard and soft, and you definitely see those elements with the breathing, for instance, and some of the kata that are not all dun, 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 but from what I've seen
Yes.
in the execution of it, you see a lot of the hard aspect that seems to be more of what people express. I don't know, why this is, because I've always known it as hard and soft.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and I wonder about that too, and have thought about it, and I wonder if maybe because the art was kind of transferred over by the military, U.S.
Okay.
military who was stationed in Okinawa,
Sure.
and brought it back, and I wonder how much of that led into kind of the focus more on the hard aspect
I see.
to it. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey, just trying to explore the softer aspects to the art, but then also exploring the softer aspects of myself too.
Well, if you, I don't want to put you on a spot or anything, but being a high-ranking woman and practicing and having people who are not as high as you, who are men, do you find it difficult to, when you teach, do you have issues with them in the dojo? Have you had any problems when you say, I don't know, if you've gone to another dojo and high, and you put your rank on there, have they ever tried to, give you any trouble or something?
I've been really fortunate in that, especially with the people that I teach, it's never been an issue.
That's wonderful.
And I find that men are really accepting to it, and I think, I'm able to walk into it with a lot of confidence too, and I think that probably helps because I feel pretty confident in what I do and when I get on the floor and teach that. I think that that's essential, and so I don't think that people question it, and
Wonderful.
I haven't experienced issues with that in regards to teaching, and going to other dojos. Pretty much the same thing. I find people to be very, I don't feel like I'm treated any differently.
That's great. So you get the respect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've had both women and men instructors, and it's funny you say you were emulating the men's spirit, because I've always tried to emulate the woman's spirit to try and balance my tendencies to want to be so hard and so aggressive. And I've always found that women, as an instructor, when I teach, I find that they listen more.
Mm-hmm.
That, a lot of times with the men, they feel as if they have to know it already before they can do it. Mm-hmm. Especially in exercise classes. It's very interesting. Many times I've heard from men that, I ask them, well, why don't you come and take the class? And if traditionally, in the States at least, most exercise classes are filled by the ladies, and they come religiously, and it's a very serious thing. It's only recently that you start to see more men coming, and I think that's maybe because the emphasis is on kickboxing classes and boxing classes and things like that. Mm-hmm. But your traditional exercise classes and conditioning classes, mostly the ladies were coming. And when I would ask men, come on in, you can work out with us, come and take class, invariably I would hear, they felt like they had to know the stuff before they actually could partake in the class. And obviously the classes are there to teach, and so I didn't know if they were intimidated, maybe because they were, a lot of ladies in the class, or what have you.
Yeah, that's really interesting. My teacher always said that women make the best martial artists, and I think that there's an inherent nature in women where we are warriors, and I think it's a recent societal thing.
Well, you're scaring me now. This one, I'm just lean back a little bit.
No, I think it's a recent kind of like social pressure that kind of subdues that in women.
Okay.
But I think deep down women are warriors, and if you look at kind of pagan societies, the women were warriors. And that's
when trouble comes, generally everybody's involved in it. You don't have the luxury of not being a combatant when you're in a combative situation.
Absolutely. So both men and women.
And I've never felt that women were any less capable in that regard. As you know, with the yin and the yang, the soft and the hard, the male and the female, it's balanced in the Tao. You don't see one overriding the other, and actually there's representation of one in the other, and that to me means that we need both to have a balance.
Yes, and I feel like that balance is shifted, and it's bad. It's not good for women, and it's not good for men either. And kind of
I see.
Restoring that balance, is important. I think martial arts, can help us do that. The more women who get involved.